Hi friends, welcome to the new session of e-notebook on most commonly made mistakes in direct and indirect narration. That is the conversion of direct form to the indirect one. There are many misconceptions on the conversion of the narration. So let us look at the first one. The sentence is, the doctor said to the patient, exercise much to escape from disease. Now here what we do is, we look here, this is in past tense, so we change the tense of the reporting speech. But please remember that in these kind of sentences, in indirect form, the reporting verb has to be changed according to the context of the sentence. For example, the doctor said to the patient looks like an advice. So instead of said to, we write the doctor advised the patient, and what most of us think is that the conjunction here is most of the times that, but not always. For example, in this sentence, the conjunction used is to. The doctor advised the patient to exercise much to escape from the disease. That becomes the answer. The next one is, he shouted, let me play. Now in these kind of sentences, the reporting speech shows suggestion, some kind of suggestion. So how do we write this in indirect form? This is written as it is, he shouted that, and for suggestion we add he. Since this has to be converted to past tense, he might be allowed. We write this as he shouted that he might be allowed to play. Now, why is this written so? We add this part after understanding the context of this sentence, and that becomes its indirect speech. So what most of us believe is that in indirect form, the same sentence or the same reporting speech has to be written as it is. That is not always the case. This is one such example. Next one comes, she said to him, what is your name? Where do you come from? Now this is a kind of sentence in which the direct form asks two questions. If you remember the rule for the interrogative sentences, in the indirect form, we change this part of the reporting verb to something like asked or inquired according to the sentence. For example, here she seems to ask. So we write, she asked him. Now this question mark should not come in the indirect form. We write it in a way that the question mark can be removed. How do we write? She asked him what? Since this is him, we write his name was. This has to be converted to past tense. She asked him what his name was, and the second one we continue after adding and. She asked him what his name was and where he came from. Even this one has to be converted to past tense. So we write it as where he, you becomes he. That is the object of the reporting verb, as mentioned in the rules in the last class. The next one is, she says, I am the smartest. Now what most of us do is, we write this as, she said, we add a that, and we write, she said that she was the smartest. What most of us forget is that if the reporting verb has present or future tense, we don't change the tense here. We simply add that and write it as it is. So the answer becomes, she says that she is the smartest. Change of pronoun is compulsory. Next is, she asked, may I speak? The most common misconception is that we think that in indirect form, may should be changed to might. Please remember that if the use of may is in seeking permission, then in the indirect form it is used as could. She asked if, instead of that we are using if as the conjunction, and the answer becomes, she asked if she could speak. The next sentence we have is, Jabali said, what a beautiful girl she is. Now understand what kind of sentence is it? It is exclamatory kind of sentence. And in these kind of questions, you need to understand the sense. Here, the sense is of wonder. In some other sentence, the sense can be different. It can be surprise, it can be happiness, it can be sorrowfulness, it can be anything. Here we have wonder. So in these kind of sentences, to convert them into indirect form, two things to be noted down are that here said becomes exclaimed, but exclaimed in what sense? Exclaimed in wonder. The addition of that is common, that we always do. And the second thing to remember is, what a beautiful girl she is becomes the direct statement. That is, she, and is becomes was. As the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense here has to be changed. So this becomes, she was a very beautiful girl. So answer is, Jubali exclaimed in wonder that she was a very beautiful girl. So these were the most commonly made errors in narration. Thank you. If you like the video, please hit the like button, comment and share it with your friends. Also don't forget to subscribe for all our future videos.